What do you do to keep up with the ever-changing technology trends?
I see a lot of technology as iterative, so it's always growing on top of one more. You see a lot of stories in the news, and so you feel like you've got to stay up on everything all the time. Well, the reality of it is you don't, because if you actually go into the market to find what the newest thing is, the chances of there being a mature product that's available for you to take advantage of right there is pretty low. I think it might be a different activity for a larger business than a small business, so we don't have the luxury of, skunk works that we can go develop our own things constantly. But with finding stuff, it's funny how we'll go to talk to peers or a conference, and we're saying, like, yeah, we're really having trouble doing this. You're like, you're already working on that? Yeah, why wouldn't we be? So we find ourselves like, you feel like you're behind when we're actually usually not. And so there's pieces that we're certainly not perfect on. But I think overall, we have a bent toward constant improvement. We have a bent toward really understanding what's important and then going toward that. I think there's probably some folks in the organization that wish we moved faster on some pieces, but from my perspective, in terms of managing risk and potential breaches and everything, I think we're pretty aggressive in how we're trying to improve things.
That's a really interesting point, that a lot of times there's just a lot of hype in the media about something, and it isn't necessarily something of substance that you have to chase down.
It's true.
And having the ability to discern what to pursue and what to sort of take with a grain of salt for the moment.
Well, and I think it probably, when I started, I think I would have had a different answer than what I do now. We pursued a couple of different technologies when we actually moved to offices and built something new out. And we had these great ideas of stuff we were going to put in, and it was, we'll say, 3/4 baked. And we could have gotten away with it, except it didn't work that well. Ended up creating massive staff confusion. And it was good technology. There wasn't anything wrong with it, but it wasn't really ready for the prime time. And so what you end up, when you have a situation like that, you get a little bit gun shy, but you also realize, what is the real risk of disrupting 50 or 100 people? It's actually pretty big. And so you've got to really balance what the new hotness is versus what's going to get the job done. And I think it's fun. It is so fun to find something new, but when you've got to really maintain it over time, that's where I think the hardest pieces of it are. It's so easy to buy things. It's harder to maintain them.